Hello and welcome to Raju Notes channel, your pit stop for weekly current affairs updates. The updates tailor-made for students taking all kinds of competitive exams like UPSC, civils, defense and placement interviews. Please subscribe to the channel and stay updated every Sunday. Pakistan has suffered losses of 127 crore rupees between April 24th and June 30th after closing its airspace to Indian aircrafts. The figures were shared in Pakistan's National Assembly this week. The airspace ban remains in effect till date. India closed its airspace, stating no price is too high when safeguarding sovereignty and security. The move followed the Pahalgam terror attack on 22nd of April, which killed 26 civilians. In response, India launched Operation Sindoor, cut trade ties, and downgraded diplomatic relations. Agriculture minister from South Korea, China, and Japan met in Seoul, South Korea this week, ending a 7 years break in trilateral talks. The meeting had been suspended partly due to the COVID 19 pandemic. The talks followed their 2025 APEC Food Security Ministerial meeting held earlier in Incheon. The ministers came together to discuss agricultural issues including food security, response to animal disease, and sustainable farming. This meeting followed the 2025 APEC Food Security Ministerial meeting. In the trilateral meeting, the ministers agreed on the importance of intelligence sharing and cooperation to respond to global challenges in the agricultural sector, such as climate change. The World Health Organization WHO certified Kenya as having eliminated human African typhonosomasis, also known as sleeping sickness, as a public health challenge, making it 10th country to reach this critical milestone. In a statement issued in Nairobi, WHO Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus congratulated the government and people of Kenya on this landmark achievement. Kenya joins the growing ranks of countries feeling their populations of human African trypanosomasis. This is another step towards making Africa free of neglected tropical diseases, Tedros added. Human African trypanosomasis is the second neglected tropical disease to be eliminated in Kenya following the country's certification as Guinea worm disease free in 2018. The disease is caused by protozoans parasites transmitted by infested testy flies, according to the WHO. The Parliament has given its nod to Budget Manipur 2025-26, the Manipur Goods and Service Tax Amendment Bill 2025, and Manipur Appropriation Number 2 Bill 2025. The Rajya Sabha this week returned these bills to the Lok Sabha after discussion. Replying to a brief discussion over these bills in a Rajya Sabha, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said the budget is critical for the states of Manipur as this is a full budget and passing of this budget is the constitutional responsibility of all. She said Manipur GST and the budget are very critical for Manipur, but the opposition is not cooperating on such important issues. This budget aims to restore trust and stability in Manipur with the focus of stabilizing its economy. The Parliament has passed the Merchant Ship Billing 2024 with the Rajya Sabha approving it this week. The bill will replace the Merchant Ship Act of 1958. The bill amends the law related to merchant shipping to ensure compliance with countries' obligation under the maritime treaties and international instruments to which India is a party. It will also ensure the development of Indian shipping and efficient maintenance of Indian mercantile marine in a manner best suited to serve the national interests. Speaking on this bill, Shipping and Waterways Minister Sarbananda Sonowal said the present act is outdated and it does not provide for some of the critical obligations under the international conventions that has been adopted by India. He said The present act is no longer adequate to realize the country's developmental vision and address the contemporary challenges of the maritime sector. The Lok Sabha passed the National Sports Governance Bill 2025 and the National Anti-Doping Amendment Bill 2025 amidst opposition protest over special incentive revision exercise conducted in Bihar. The National Sports Governance Bill seeks to provide for recognition of national sports bodies and regulate their functioning. The bill provides for the establishment of National Olympic Committee, National Paralympic Committee, and national and regional sports federations for each designated sport. The national bodies will have an affiliation with respective international bodies. The bill provides that every national sports body that will have a general body consisting of equal number of representatives from each affiliate member and certain ex officio members. It will have an executive committee consisting of up to 15 members with at least two outstanding sportsperson and four women. The bill empowers the central government to establish a national sports board which will grant recognition to the national sports bodies and register their affiliate units. The bill also provides for constituting a national sports tribunal to adjudicate sports related disputes. The Parliament has passed the Readjustment of Representation of Scheduled Tribes in Assembly Constituencies of the State of Goa Bill 2025 with the Rajya Sabha approving it. The Lok Sabha passed this bill last week. The bill aims to enabling reservation of seats for effective democratic participation of members of scheduled tribes and to provide for readjustment of seats in Legislative Assembly of the State of Goa. Union Minister of Law and Justice Arjun Ram Meghwal said that the population of scheduled tribes have significantly increased from 566 in 2001 to around over 1,49,000 in the state. He said there was a provision of reservation for only scheduled castes, but as population of scheduled tribes community has increased, it is necessary to grant reservations to ST in the state assembly. He said out of total 40 seats, only one seat is reserved for scheduled castes and there are no reservations for tribal members in the assembly. Mr. Meghwal said the bill has been brought to give reservations to the tribals in Goa Legislative Assembly. He said the main mantra of the Prime Minister Modi government is to develop the focus on Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, and Sabka Prayas. The Lok Sabha has passed the Taxation Law Amendment Bill 2025 and the Income Tax Number 2 Bill 2025 with voice vote. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman moved these legislations among protests by the opposition members over the special intensive revision exercise in Bihar and other issues. The Income Tax Bill number 2 2025 is intended to consolidate and amend the law relating to income tax within the taxation laws, while the Taxation Laws Amendment Bill 2025 will further amend the Income Tax Act 1961 and to amend the Finance Act 2025. Since 2014, the government has taken a number of reforms. The income tax law has also reformed over the last 10 years, which includes corporate tax reforms, personal income tax reforms, reforms in taxation of capital gains, merging of two regimes of trust provisions, etc. The eighth level meeting between the Indian Coast Guard and the Sri Lankan Coast Guard was held in New Delhi this week. The discussion centered on strengthening cooperative engagements in the field of marine pollution response, maritime search and rescue, and maritime law enforcement, along with enhanced capacity building and technical assistance initiatives. Both sides affirmed their commitment to work closely in addressing contemporary maritime challenges, ensuring safety, security, and environmental stewardship in the shared maritime domain. Chief of the Australian Army, Lieutenant General Simon Stewart, held a discussion with the Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi in New Delhi this week to enhance bilateral defense cooperation and deepen military to military engagement in the regional stability. Chief of the Australian Army, Lieutenant General Simon Stewart, was also briefed on Operation Sindoor and recent advancements in technology absorption within the Indian Army. Lieutenant General Stewart was on a 4-day visit to India till 14th of this month. The third round of India Singapore Ministerial Roundtable ISMR is scheduled to be held in New Delhi shortly. Union Ministers Dr. S. Jaishankar, Nirmala Sitharaman, Ashwini Vaishnav, and Piyush Goyal will attend the roundtable. The Ministry of External Affairs in a statement informed that ministers from Singapore, including Deputy Prime Minister of Singapore Gan Kim Yong and the Foreign Affairs Minister Josephine Teo, will participate in the meeting. The ministry said that the ministerial roundtable is a unique mechanism for setting a new agenda for India Singapore cooperation. It added that India and Singapore share a comprehensive strategic partnership, and the third round of ministerial roundtable will identify avenues to further broaden and deepen our bilateral relations. The inaugural meeting of the India Singapore Ministerial Roundtable was held in September 2022 last. The center has allocated 4.12 crore houses to state and union territories under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin so far. Replying to a supplementary during question hours, Minister for State for Rural Development Chandrasekhar Pimmasani said that 2 crore 90 lakh houses have already been constructed. He said in the last 10 years, the Modi government has provided 2.17 lakh crore rupees as central share to states and UTs in comparison to 66,000 crore rupees during the UPA government. The high stakes summit between Russian President Vladimir Putin and US President Donald Trump in Alaska concluded without a deal on Ukraine Russia conflict. The talks were held nearly 3 hours at the Elmendorf Richardson military base in Alaska, characterized as great progress but did not emerge as an agreement on war in Ukraine. Addressing the joint conference after the meeting, Russian President Vladimir Putin said the central issue of their discussion was the Ukraine conflict. Putin said he is sincerely interested in putting an end to the conflict and he describes it as a tragedy. He said Russia needs to eliminate the primary causes of the conflict and warned Ukraine and Europe must not sabotage talks. Describing the situation in Ukraine as fundamental threat to our security, the Russian president said it was time to move from confrontational to dialogue, and he called the meeting a long overdue. He also claimed at one point that the war in Ukraine would not have happened had Trump been president in 2022. Mr. Putin also floated a different location for his next meeting with President Donald Trump in Moscow. Efforts to reach a global treaty to end plastic pollution have failed once more as United Nations negotiations ran into a deadlock despite continuing overnight past the deadline. The talks, ongoing since 2022, remain divided. Around 100 countries supported limiting plastic production, while oil producing nations pushed for a focus on recycling instead. Despite the benefits of plastic to almost every sector, scientists are particularly concerned about potentially toxic chemicals they contain, which can leach out as plastic breakdowns into smaller pieces. Scientists warn that plastic pollution threatens both human health and environment, with microplasts now found in soil, rivers, air, and human organs. The original goal was to finalize a treaty by the end of 2024, a target now increasingly in doubt. Fresh apricots from India's Kargil district in Ladakh have been introduced to Saudi Arabian consumers for the first time, marking a significant milestone in India Saudi agricultural trade relations. The launch took place at Lulu Hypermarket in Riyadh during India's 79th Independence Day celebrations. Indian ambassador to Saudi Arabia, Dr. Suhail Aziz Khan, officially unveiled the premium fruit product as part of the government's One District, One Product initiative, which promotes unique regional specialties from across India. The launch ceremony was integrated into the broader India Utsav festivities commemorating the nation's independence. The initiative involved collaboration between Agriculture and Processed Food Product Export Development Authority of India and Lulu Hypermarket, one of the region's largest retail chains. India has banned import of certain jute products and ropes from Bangladesh through all land routes with immediate effect. A notification issued by the Directorate General of Foreign Trade (DGFT) stated that items such as jute fabric, twine, ropes, and bags can now enter India only through Navaseva seaport in Maharashtra. The move is aimed at quality control or protection of domestic industry. The banned products include bleached and unbleached woven fabric of jute or other textile based fiber, twine, cordage, rope of jute, and sacks and bags of jute. Import of these products from Bangladesh will not be allowed from any land port on the India Bangladesh border. Earlier, on June 27th, India prohibited import of jute products and woven fabrics through Bangladesh through all land routes. Those imports are, however, allowed only through Nava Seva seaport in Maharashtra. Well, that's all, friends, for this week's updates. See you soon next Sunday on the same channel. Till then, take care. Bye bye.